unfortunately. I guess I'm taking over to introduce because
Yes, you are.
Ryan's not introducing his own stream. All right, so it is Music Club. Welcome. It is my album. So this week on Music Club, I picked "Rumors" by Fleetwood Mac, mostly due to the rising popularity of their really big song "Dreams," which is a fantastic song, popularized by that one cholo that is just chilling on a skateboard and drinking his cranberry juice. So, and that video actually. Okay, I'll have to show it to you. Send it in the chat. It's a popular TikTok right now.
That'd be why then.
Yeah. So, it gained massive popularity and actually reminded me about this album. And I went back and re-listened to the album. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna pick this album for Music Club because I think it'd be a good change of pace. And it certainly was a change of pace from our diss tracks that we did last week, and yeah, definitely. I guess technically the week before.
I don't think 345 was similar to anything we've done before.
What I meant was we waited 2 weeks before we did another Music Club. So this album was and actually I forgot to mention, due to the success of that Vine, actually, Dreams is back on the U.S. Billboard Top 100, which I found was interesting that Ryan told me a few minutes ago. So this album released...
Do you know what position it is on the Billboard Top 100?
I think it's around the 30s. 30s or 40s. Like, upper 40s, lower 30s.
Let's see.
The last time I checked.
Top 100, we go for 17th. BTS is number 2. What the fuck?
Anytime BTS is like Drake. Anytime they drop it, it just hits number 1 or whatever. You know what I mean?
But not for long.
Dreams.
Yeah, not for
Dreams
long.
Dreams is at 21 on the U.S. Billboard Top 100.
Sweet.
Right now.
Honestly, I'm super pumped out. You reminded me of Drake, which reminded me of the fact that.
Let's not talk about Drake. Let's talk about this sad-ass album. Because actually, despite the happy and upbeat tone most of the songs have, except for the last one, or second to last one, Oh Daddy, they're actually really upbeat songs considering what they're actually singing about.
I mean, isn't this described as an album made by cheaters for cheaters?
Yes, actually, that's exactly what this is. So, to give some background to the album, when they were writing this in 1970, I think they started writing it in 1976, because they said it took about a year for them to write it and record it and release it. The band was actually going through some really tough personal issues, and interpersonal issues. For instance, I'm going to read off everything that was going on. So bassist John McVie, I think that's how you pronounce his name. Bassist John McVie and keyboardist/vocalist Christine McVie had just gone through a divorce. Guitarist and vocalist Lindsey Buckingham and vocalist Stevie Nicks were in a really rough on and off again relationship that often resulted in them fighting outside of song-making sessions. And drummer Mick Fleetwood discovered his then wife Jenny Bond was having an affair, which led him to walk into an affair with Stevie Nicks. And so a lot of people actually credit them going through these hardships and these personal hardships with each other for one of the reasons why the album is regarded as such a great album nowadays.
Okay, but I'm gonna need a bit more information. Did they just oh guys, I just realized we're all cheating on each other. Let's make an album.
Well, they had been planning, they were just trying to. I don't think it was that. Necessarily that simple, but I mean they needed to. Okay, fine. If that's your headcanon, that's your headcanon. But the
I'm way too far down here. Sorry to keep meaning, but
no, you're good. You're good. I'm just trying to fucking not get killed by creepers. For
a second, when you said not, I thought you said I'm just trying to fucking nut.
I'm trying to nut as well. Talking about this really sad album with a heart on right now. So they went through these hardships with each other, and it actually really makes the album really interesting to think about because, like, straight up, like on one song, like for instance, "You Make Lovin' Fun," Christine McVie wrote and sang in that song about somebody else, like, finding a new lover and how that new lover made, like, loving enjoyable again, with her ex-husband playing bass and having a bass solo. And so it's just like, I wonder how the recording for that went. And, like, some of them, there's one that, I forgot which one it was. It might have been... I can talk about it later, but one of the songs, I think Christine still has a lot of trouble actually singing because with the other band member that the song is about. And, like, it's almost like I almost want to compare it to, like, diss tracks, but, like, they're singing it for each other. Like, it's very strange. Like, it's like they're criticizing each other and stuff. And so...
Meanwhile, the guy on the bass is just a hella cuck. Just sitting there, like, going on the face.
Yeah, but it's very bizarre.
I know she's talking about Steve, but it's okay. I'll just be Steve.
Yeah, that's basically what it comes down to in some of the songs. So I thoroughly enjoyed this album. I'd have to give it probably a 9 out of 10. The only reason I give it lower is because I felt like the last song, Gold Dust Woman, didn't really fit thematically. Ow. You see, guys, that's why we go to sleep. There's a zombie in the house. And I'm dead.
You see, guys, this is why we finish building houses.
It's not my fault. Alright, let me kill this zombie before I carry on. Give me my sword back, asshole. Ryan, did you steal my shit?
No.
Okay, good.
Oh god, I'm sorry.
I got my stuff back. Alright, so, I don't even remember where I was. Oh yeah, so I don't think really Gold Dust Woman fits with it. Like, it's not really talking about any of the band members, but instead it's about, like, a groupie that Christine McVie didn't really like. And so it was just... I felt like it was a bizarre choice to end your album on, where every other song has been, like, about the turmoil you faced with the rest of the members of the band. So
yeah,
that's just my kind of... And, like, there's... let's see, let me pull up the... did you guys listen to the version with Silver Springs on it or not? Because I did not. I'm just talking about the original release. Which did not have Silver Springs.
I listened to the album that you gave us, I mean, like...
Yeah, but there's two versions. There's the version with Silver Springs. It doesn't matter. I just won't talk about Silver Springs because I don't know anything about it.
I have no clue, to be honest.
But yeah, it was written by vocalist Stevie Nicks. I'm sorry, not Christine, Stevie. Stevie Nicks, about a fusion of love, lost, devastation, and coping with an excess of drug. Because gold dust is a slang term for cocaine.
Yeah.
And so that song was like, I felt like it was the least connected with the rest of the songs, and to make it your final piece kind of was a little disappointing in my eyes. But besides that, I really enjoy the album. Yeah, I think this one of the few albums I think that doesn't suffer from the B-side slowdown. Or the B-side, what do I call it?
The B-side blur.
Yeah, B-side blur. I feel like both halves of the album are really good. They both have their strengths and really strong songs that go on. I think that's a result of, first of all, how much emotional trauma that they were like letting out onto the paper in their songwriting. And they had like 3 different songwriters. It was let's see, what was his name? Buckingham. What his first name was? Lindsey Buckingham, Stevie Nicks, and Christine McVie. They were the 3 songwriters of this album, and they all had a lot of shit to talk about each other. So I feel like that made for a very interesting take on like relationships and stuff, and like coming around and getting over things like that. So that is my spiel. 9 out of 10. I think it's a fantastic album. Very minor criticisms, but besides that, I think it's great. Who would like to go next?
If no one else, well, I can. Seeing if no one else said anything.
Alright, time for ranks 5 out of 10 of the week.
Yeah, no, I'm actually gonna give it a 7, to be honest.
7, okay.
This is not my first endeavor with Fleetwood Mac. I have listened to at least I think like 3 or 4 of their albums so far. I don't remember for sure. And this album was actually the first one that like I ever listened to, because it was in a relatively emotional scene in this old TV show called Heroes. It was basically just like X-Men, but you know the characters had character.
Yeah.
And just a really weird side note: the main villain, he like stole powers of like other people and this, it was implied. I don't think they ever showed it. It's been a while since I watched it, but by eating a part of their brain, just scooping that shit out and chomping on it. I don't remember if they actually full on said it or just implied, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, it was a really good scene, and it had the chain, which was the reason I first listened to this album, and is actually like as I said earlier, probably like it was one of my favorite songs for like a really long time.
Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think you said it on stream yet.
No, I haven't said it on stream, but like I can really appreciate like songs that have like a lot of build up, especially when the build up is like really satisfying.
Mm-hmm.
And Chain really just hits that for me, or the Chain.
Yeah, no, the Chain is also probably my favorite song from the album. Although I feel like a lot of like all of the songs, or most of the songs, I feel like were really good. And, like,
oh Christ! I'm dead! That fucking zombie just hit me into lava. Son of a bitch.
That fucking sucks.
Oh my god, I can't believe I did die there. Real quick side note. Rumors, this album, and more specifically the song Don't Stop, was the campaign song of George W. Bush.
That's so funny. I did not know that. And
so
why would you do
my
that?
My man's Bush was
this is literally a song about winning a divorce.
Of America, what kind of person he was right from the get-go. And my man has my complete respect for that. But
oh my god.
Yeah, you're never gonna forget that either.
At least when Bill Clinton put Dreams on in 1992, like, okay, I get it, because like, believe in miracles or something, yeah.
No, Bush did Don't Stop.
Really, none of these songs you should ever put in, like, a political campaign. Like, it's just... They're really sad and shady.
The only thing that I could think of that'd be worse is if you like played Despacito at like a rally or something like that'd be really weird.
Okay,
you know?
no,
yeah,
but
who would do that?
You'd get memers, right? Like you get the side of the memers instantly, though, if you played Despacito.
Still disappointed that Trump hasn't come out to Scary Monsters and Ice Sprites. Very sad. Not getting my vote.
But yeah, so I've kind of known about this album for a while. Chain was probably my favorite, and I do kind of share the same like view on the last song. I thought it was a bit out of place as well, but I can still enjoy it, I guess.
I feel like if it was placed somewhere else in the album and "Oh Daddy" was the last song, I feel like that would have probably fixed it. It still might have been out of place, but at least it's not like the final thing, the final taste that's in your mouth.
Yeah.
I'm glad I just put the visualization of it in your mouth and in your guys' brains. Let's see.
And you see, I put the visualization of a mouth into your brains because I'm teasing my next album.
No. Anyway.
I'm sure you can figure out what the fuck. What album.
Why don't we have windows?
But,
Ryan, windows. Have you never played Mass Effect? Windows are inefficient points of weakness on buildings.
Agreed.
They're unnecessary. We don't need them. Anyway. Another thing.
I'm finna dig this album. I was actually thinking about giving it 5, but then I gave it a re-listen because it had been a while, and it got a fin of 7.
You see, and that's what this is about. Re-listening to things that you've already heard before.
Yeah, and it was also just to spite you, to show that I can like albums that aren't just my own.
Oh no! Haven't you mostly given of all the 5 out of 10s that you've given, you've also given me more higher than 5 out of 10s.
Yeah, no, I definitely have.
Yeah.
I think I've given Ryan the smallest amount, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Sorry, my man.
I do not
Ryan,
care.
We need me. Ryan, come help me.
But yeah,
Pause.
no, that's my view on the album.
I'm pretty sure I haven't
Alright,
gotten
cool.
a negative score yet. Still.
You don't get anything from horses!
We need horse meat and glue.
And glue.
I just heard I just heard our villagers go, huh?
So, something I forgot to mention was the album cover. I forgot to talk about that. So, the album cover is actually of So that is Stevie Nicks is the girl, and she is wearing her outfit for her on-stage persona named Rihanna. And the guy is Fleetwood, Mick Fleetwood. Got it. Why did they call it Fleetwood Mac if his name is Mick? What the fuck is up with that? You know what? For that, I deduct a point. 8 out of 10.
Hell yeah, brother.
But Mick Fleetwood is also on the front with a sick-ass ponytail and long ball in it. If you look closely, he has a pair of, clackers hanging from his nutsack. And... I think...
Yeah, no, literally, while I was in class, I literally, said out loud, yo, are those his balls?
So fun fact about that, those were his magic charm, is what he called them. And he found them late one night in London while they were hanging from, a pipe to a toilet in a bar. And he just fucking picked them up and was like, these are my new Lucky Charms. And went with it.
Not a Hamon user then.
Sadly, I don't think Mick Fleetwood is a Hamon user. But that'd be pretty cool.
He's definitely not JoJo.
Is Fleetwood Mac a stand? Because I feel like there should be a Fleetwood Mac stand.
Maybe. Also, now that I think about it, they probably didn't they probably didn't go with they probably didn't have his whole name as just the band name, because that's a bit okay, we're all in a band and it's named after just you.
Also, he wasn't even a songwriter for this album. He was just a drummer, I think. I forgot. I'll have to look it up.
I found diamonds, boys.
We have diamonds. We have diamonds.
Yeah, drummer
we
Mick
have
Fleetwood.
diamonds.
So that's a history on that. I thought it was interesting because at first I thought that was supposed to be Stevie Nicks and Lindsey Buckingham, who were having the most drama between each other with their off-and-on relationship. But it's actually Mick Fleetwood. But I still think that's interesting because Mick Fleetwood and Stevie Nicks were having an affair during the production of this album. So That's that little feedback, a little story on the cover art. Reiner Garrett wants to talk about the album next.
I'm gonna go because I don't have a whole lot to say about it. Because I pulled one of you guys and I barely listened to the album. So
okay,
kill yourself.
Fair enough.
I would take offense on that, but I mean, you're not really.
You're correct. So.
But I mean, if I gave enough listens, I'd probably end up giving it like a 7 out of 10. My favorite song was Dreams. Yeah, that's kind of all I gotta say about it.
All right, good analysis, Garrett. Thank you for your time.
No problem.
It's kind of funny.
Like you guys come to my TED
2
Talk.
hours on just like 6 songs to fucking that.
Okay, so I guess I'm going up next. I really enjoy this album. I like the older sound of it, and I like that Fleetwood Mac is another hipster band. So
not anymore, baby. They're back in the mainstream. Time to hate them.
So my favorite song is Dreams because the thunder only happens when it's raining. Players only love you when they're playing.
Oh, bro, I found diamonds as well.
I have been played many a time, so that song kind of hits home, and I didn't do enough research on this album because I knew that this album had a lot to say.
I did.
It's just that I have been very busy recently.
Nah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, I did some research, and so I can go song by song pretty much and talk about each song. But is that all you have to say pretty much on it?
Overall, I'd give it... I listened to it about 5 times, so I'd give it about... a strong
5
7.
out of 10.
Strong 7.
Alright. That's fair.
At least so far.
Alrighty then. Let me
Graham, you really built yourself up, like, for us to all hate this album.
I did. And I wasn't sure if you guys would actually like it or not, honestly. I was hoping y'all would like it, and it seems y'all thought it was alright, which is, I guess, better than what I expected. But that's okay. Let me get into mine. Alright. So I'm gonna chill out in the corner over here. Okay, so we're gonna start. So this was an 11 track album. If you don't include Silver Springs, because it wasn't on the original release. So we're gonna start with Secondhand News, alright? I think that the first 2 songs in this album are really interesting, because Secondhand News was written by Stevie Nicks. No, it was written by Lindsey Buckingham, sorry. And it was basically a kind of, like, he's basically saying, I've got nothing to say. He was kind of like seeing the end of his relationship with Stevie Nicks. And he was singing about how, like, there's nothing else we can do. We just gotta accept the fact that this isn't gonna work. And, but then also Stevie Nicks was doing some backing vocals for this song that he wrote about Stevie Nicks. And so it was at that point that I realized that this is going to be a very strange, like, what's it called? Now I'm taking a strange, let's just say strange album. That now that I understand the context of how much shit they were going through at the time. So like this was basically like he hopes that she's going to find somebody great and that this is not working. And then let's see here now. Yeah, the opening track, I thought it was interesting because it's very like it's very uplifting sounding song. Like a lot of these songs are. They're like very upbeat and like they sound happy and nice. But then you actually go into the lyrics and start to analyze the lyrics with the context of what was going on. And you realize, wait a second, these are not happy, upbeat lyrics. These are very depressing and sad. And he was just, Lindsay was, it ends with silent emptiness that precedes the next chapter of dreams, lost to a world of loneliness, is what it says on the Genius page. So, and then we go from there into Dreams, the one that everybody loves and knows. And Dreams is basically the same story, but from Stevie Nicks' point of view. And Stevie Nicks is singing about Lindsey Buckingham and about how their relationship was coming to an end right then when she was writing that song, or one of their relationships were. It doesn't really give a timeline of when they were together and when they were apart, but it was just rough basically all the time. Like it was, and that's where it comes in with there's only thunder, it only thunders when it's raining. Because like basically they only have their love, like thunder refers to like their spark basically when it's raining, like I think it said like raining down success or something almost. Yeah, when they have success, when it's raining successful opportunities, that's when everything's good. But however, also players only love you when they're playing refers to not only like the classic players as in like playboys and such, but more also including people like musicians that sing sappy love songs and stuff. More of a direct jab at Lindsey Buckingham and how he like only loved her when he was playing, and like when he was actually playing like music and stuff. So I thought that was a really interesting way to put it. But it's basically just a song about letting go and understanding when things are coming to a close is kind of the general, that's basically the general theme, I'd have to say, is letting go in this album of your problems or bad relationships or whatever it is, I'd say, is the most important takeaway from this album. Next we go into Never Going Back Again. Let me see. Yeah, this song is about Lindsey Buckingham finding new love and rebounding after his breakup with Stevie Nicks. So he like found a different girl and he's trying to rebound from his breakup with Stevie Nicks. And it's a rather simple, it's a really quick song. Been down one time, been down two times, never going back again. And he's just like basically saying he's not going back to Stevie. He's done with that. Let's see here now. Next up is Don't Stop. Please stop clicking on there. Don't Stop. Maybe it was Don't Stop is the one that Bill Clinton did. I forgot. Yeah, Bill Clinton did Don't Stop. I'm sorry. Not Dreams. My mistake. So Don't Stop was about this was in the aftermath of the divorce between Christine McVie and John McVie. And so McVie wrote about getting into a place where the relationship of her past was mostly a thing of a different time and place. So it's about looking forward and leaving what's behind, basically, is kind of the general theme of this song. And she's like, don't stop thinking about tomorrow is the chorus. Don't stop, it'll soon be here.
It kind of reminded me of All Our Yesterdays by
Mac DeMarco. Yeah, it kind of does have that vibe to it. I could definitely see how Mac DeMarco could have been inspired by Fleetwood Mac. Now, even just thinking about the names, it makes sense. Is his legal name Mac?
I'm not sure.
Irrelevant.
His
Doesn't
legal
matter.
name is
We're talking about-
Macintosh DeMarco.
Okay, thank you, Ryan, for that clarification. I might need a fact check on that later, but thank you. And so, yeah, this actually does have a kind of similar vibe to Oliver Yesterday's. I definitely agree with that. Let's see. Go Your Own Way. This is another one of my favorites, actually, and I didn't even... A lot of these songs that were on this album, I was like, I didn't know this song was on this album. That's crazy.
I had that sort of experience as well, where I listened to it and I was like, I never realized that this song was A, written by Fleetwood Mac, and B...
That's another thing,
Like-
I felt like upon my first listen, I was like, wait, this was a Fleetwood Mac song? Hold up.
Yeah,
But
a lot
yeah,
of the songs
also-
I had heard before, but I didn't know that it
Who's
was
calling me?
Mac.
My dad is calling me. I'll be right back.
So-
Putting it on hold, boys. I am so lost right now that I've just given up and started mining upwards.
Just don't go directly up, and you'll be fine.
Oh, well. Too late for that.
Like, go up at an angle.
Oh, angles are for pussies.
Okay.
Well, I found diamonds, so that's cool.
Like, I am coming back with a ton of stuff.
Found
Fuck.
8
Alright,
diamonds.
well, that was my last pickaxe, so it looks like I'm punching my way out of here.
You still in stone?
I can't. Wait, can I even make anything right now? No, I can't even make anything. And I don't have wood with me yet. Nope. I am doing this with my fists.
I had heard Go Your Own Way on, like classic rock stations like that. So I kinda already knew the song, but I didn't know who it was by.
Word.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this is so excruciating.
Oh, I found more diamonds, bro. I hear.
Alright, my dad has given his official review of Rumors, by the way, in case you're wondering. He wasn't a super Fleetwood Mac fan, he gave it a 6 out of 10. I will have to enlighten him about the elaborateness and the amount of background that this album requires in order to fully appreciate it, and then he will change it to a 9 out of 10 like me. Anyway, God, I don't even remember where I was before that. Sorry about that.
Talking about Go Your Own Way.
My way out.
Go Your Own Way. Yeah, that's right. So, yeah, this song is just kind of it was about the fallout of basically everybody's relationships with the band, and, like, how everybody was it felt like the band, everybody was going their own way. Like, people were breaking up, relationships were crumbling, and really they thought, like, in fact, if it weren't for this album doing so well, I feel like the band itself would have just completely broken up.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that they didn't, seeing as there's so much turmoil within the band.
Yeah, in fact, actually, I think they still have all the original members nowadays. Some of them, like, left for a little bit, but came back later. The only one missing now, I think, is Lindsey Buckingham. I don't think he's in there anymore. But, Ryan, you fucking OCD ass. But, yeah, Go Your Own Way was, like, talking about people, basically, yeah, just going their own way, turning around, just figuring out, trying to make yourself happy and stop worrying about everything else that's going on with each other. Let's see. And that was another one of my favorites of mine. What's up next? Songbird. Okay, Songbird
Oh, more diamonds.
was written by Christine McVie. It's about self-sacrifice and love. She kind of sings about acknowledged person, some sort of lover. I doubt she's talking about her ex-husband. Um, but she's singing about, like, all the songbirds are singing like they know the score, and I love you, I love you, I love you, like never before. And all the songbirds are singing like they know the score is kind of some wordplay about the literal birds singing the tunes of the songs as if they had seen the sheet music for the song, but also, and like birds sing to attract mates, and so this is kind of her like singing to try to attract somebody, and she kind of relates to birds in that aspect, and so, and like they know the score in reference to like, do they know the context of the situation or whatever, but it also references like the musical score, as in the sheet music that music is written on. And so yeah, she's basically helplessly in love with a man who does not really reciprocate her affection, but this lack of reciprocity, I don't know if I say that right, inspired McVeigh to love him even more, or like maybe in a different way, like never before. And so they underscored the noun songbird can also refer to a caged bird kept for singing, constrained to sing alone forever. And so that's something that I thought was just interesting about that song specifically. Let's see here now. Please get me back to the album page. Thank you. That's not what I wanted. Fuck. Hold on. What the fuck?
Alright, I just have to go grab a thing real quick.
Alright, you're good. Alright, next up is the chain.
Actually, next up is, the fact that I'm still trying to get the fuck out of here with my fists.
You've only got your fists. Are you okay?
I brought in 3 pickaxes, and the third one broke while I was trying to make my escape. I honestly...
You're close by.
That's why you bring down a stack of wood logs with you. And so that way you can...
I forgot.
Dummy.
You're here. Quick, dig me out.
No.
I'll sodomize you.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Anyway, The Chain by Fleetwood Mac. So this is one of their best known albums. This is my favorite. I'm so fucking stupid. This is one of their best known songs.
Yeah, I mean, it's been used in so many, like, movies.
It really has. It's been in, like, Guardians of the Galaxy, Heroes, and whatnot.
Wait a minute.
So, and
Stop. You got in my face. I didn't want to kill you. Let's go.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is right near home. Sweet.
Yeah.
So, The Chain is a bond that keeps a relationship going and never ending. It can also be seen as a chain that keeps the band together. And I think this song is really cool because it starts out as you're chained together almost as a good thing, but then by the end of the song it sounds more like a desperate, like, we're forced to do this, we're in too far now, we have to...
Yeah, like a chain gang or something.
Yeah, like we have to hold this together. Chain gang.
Being a chain gang is like a really shitty thing. Why are you guys bragging about being a chain gang?
Chain gang!
It just sounds like something like modern day e-boys would say on their TikToks or something. So this was written in a time when the band members were not on talking terms due to breakups and rifts in the relationships they had. The lyrics are often said to have been attacks at each other, but the band also suggests that there's some underlying love that doesn't let them completely part ways. Kind of like a chain, like, it can't go too far away from each other, but also, like, it's holding it in place, and they're chained together, and they're mad at each other, obviously, but in a way they all still love each other, which obviously still shows true considering that they're all still together, minus Lindsey Buckingham, fucking traitor. Although I love Lindsey Buckingham's voice. Let's see. And it's just like about how, and if you don't love me now, you will never love me again. I took that to kind of mean in the chorus, kind of like they're at their low point right now in their life. And you know how they say like, oh, if you don't love me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best, or whatever. Like stupid like thoughts on Instagram like to say or something after they've been caught cheating with their boyfriend or cheating on their boyfriend. This is the album for those girls. So it's kind of like that kind of idea. Like
you got a little bit of experience with girls like that, Graham.
And anyway, the next line is, I can still hear you saying, never break the chain. And, like, this is, like, a person basically, like, you said you wouldn't break the chain, but the chain's been broken. And that's kind of more a reference to a relationship type thing, like an interpersonal relationship, and less about the band as a whole being chained together. But I think that, and also this song has a great guitar and bass solo. And I really like the bass play on this song by John McVie. Fantastic bassist. But, and that's just, by the end of it, the outro, they keep repeating, chain us together, running in the shadow. And it's turning the metaphor of chains, originally meaning the bonding of love and trust between the lovers, around to represent the dependency that the two have developed for each other, and like the band members have developed for each other throughout the band. Like they don't want to be there anymore, but they're kind of forced to do it. The relationship is toxic, but the unhealthy need for each other is so strong that it feels as if they couldn't walk away even if they wanted to. They're chained together. And so that is The Chain, and that's my favorite Fleetwood Mac song.
Word.
Next up is You Make Lovin' Fun. And this one I think is interesting because this one is about Christine McVie singing about finding a lover that like makes loving fun again. And I think this is a really bizarre, like it's just a bizarre concept to me because her ex-husband is still in the band. Like he's playing bass for the song. And I just thought it's like, could you imagine if you're in a band with your ex-wife and she writes a love ballad about somebody else? Like, damn, bro. Like, life's rough right now, dude. But yeah,
that man's a cuck. I'm not even gonna fake.
I mean, well, they're not. They broke up, so. Yeah, it was inspired by McVie's relationship with Cary Grant, following the split with her husband and bassist John McVie. It's just sad, bro. This album's sad for such an upbeat album. But yeah, this is about Christine moving on from her husband that is playing bass, mind you, and moving on to a different guy. Next up is a ninth song, I Don't Want to Know. So this was written by Stevie Nicks while she and Buckingham were performing as Buckingham Nick before they joined Fleetwood Mac. So this was back when they were like still a strong couple. And they played it at Buckingham Nick's concerts, but it was not recorded until Fleetwood Mac's Springs. So they had never played it with them. And the band decided to use I Don't Want to Know on Rumors instead of Silver Springs, which was a bonus track, due to the limitations of the vinyl album medium. So they recorded their tracks without her knowledge, and Lindsey Buckingham sang both her lead part and the harmony. The band told Nicks after they did this and she was angry at first, she decided to allow the song to be on the album. Or else the only two of songs she wrote would have been on Rumors. And so, like, they just stole this girl's work and then sang it without her permission. And I'm like, that's kind of messed up.
That is pretty fucked up.
So this is just, that's basically the background to that song. Let's see here now. And then we have Oh Daddy, which I hate saying that in 2020. Like, I'm sure it had a different connotation back in the 70s, but nowadays,
It's
I
just
just-
too sexualized.
we need to rewrite this song. Like, can they please rewrite this song to be different?
Just change the title.
Just change it. Don't call him Daddy, please. Like, that's the worst part, is it still works in the modern sense. Because, like, that's what she's referring to, like, a guy, like a boyfriend or something. A woman who is dependent on her lover and doesn't feel worthy of him is the point of view that this is written from. So basically, this song is about... Can we go to sleep?
No.
I'm sleeping next to Ryan. We're both in full armor.
Bag.
This isn't comfortable. There is a torch in my face. So she basically... This one was written by Christine McVie. And she was basically saying, yeah, she's not worthy of this guy, of this great guy she's in love with. And she's stuck in a kind of catch-22 to where, for some reason, she wants to leave him because he's kind of, like, emotionally abusive, from what I gather. But also, she's so dependent on him that she can't really leave him because she'd be an emotional wreck regardless. And so I thought that this one was an okay song. I think it definitely would have made a better ender than Gold Dust Girl or Gold Dust Woman, whatever it is. And this is one of the slower, sadder songs, and you can tell it's a sadder song by just listening to it without listening to the lyrics. But overall, I think this would have been a great place to end the album. However, they went on and made Gold Dust Girl. I believe also... No, that was written by Stevie Nicks. Or Gold Dust Woman. I'm sorry if I keep saying Gold Dust Girl. I don't know why. But yeah, this song is about a groupie, according to the Genius page. And the groupie would give Stevie Nicks and Christine McVie really dirty looks for some reason, but I was like smile at the guys in the band. And because of this, she decided to write a song about her being a coke addict.
Bro, imagine that.
That's a fucking diss track, bro.
It
Bro, that's
It's like when Trump brought up
It's like
Joe Biden's son's
Hunter
addiction.
Biden's coke addiction. So she calls this girl a coke addict for looking at her dirty, and but also it's kind of like it's like a passive aggressive diss track almost. Because she's like, rock on, ancient queen. Follow those who pale in your shadow. Rulers make bad lovers. You better put your kingdom up for sale. So she's like telling her, don't fall in love with rock stars, because they'll fuck you over. And according to Stevie Nicks herself, she said, Gold Dust Woman was really my symbolic look about somebody going through a bad relationship and doing a lot of drugs, and just trying to make it, trying to live, trying to get through to the next thing. God, she did not like this groupie. But she also, like, it was really difficult for her to sing the song. Like, during the process, it took like 12 hours to record the song or something. She did her first, according to Mick Fleetwood, she did her first take of Gold Dust Woman in a fully lit studio. And as take followed take, she began withdrawing it into herself. So he dimmed the lights, brought her a chair, a supply of tissues, a Vicks inhaler, a bottle of lozenges for a sore throat, and a bottle of mineral water. And on the 8th take, at 4 in the morning, she sang the lyrics straight through to perfection. And so that was, this is basically the final piece. I just feel like it didn't really fit with the album because every other piece in the album was directly about each band member. And this one is just about some random groupie that, like, looked at her funny. And so she decided to write a really passive-aggressive diss track about. And, but regardless, I still think this is a fantastic album. I love most things about it. I'll have to talk to my dad about it and get him to like it. But yeah, that's about all I have to say on Rumors. Does anybody else have anything to say?
I would like to say that this is an album.
You are correct, Brian. This is music. Welcome to Music Club.
I told you I was going to say it. And so I followed through.
Alright, well.
Alrighty, so.
What is the next album, Ryan?
Next album.
Is it Eco Jams?
It is Eco Jams. It is Chuck
Fucking
Pearson's Eco Jams. The earliest example of vaporwave to date. I will send links to the group chat and have a dang old happy time listening to it. Don't look too far into the lyrics. I more just want to just expose this sort of subgenre cult classic because there really isn't much to really observe with the lyrics because it's just one sampled bit that's just echoed. Hence the name Eco. It's echo, but they don't add the H.
So is it Echo Jams or Eco Jams?
It's Eco Jams, but the subgenre... I think the subgenre is still Eco Jams.
Are you perhaps looking too far into the whole eco thing?
To what?
I don't know. We'll find out next Tuesday.
Are you looking too much into it?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Like,
But
eco, that's already...
don't look too far into the album, because there isn't that much to analyze.
Okay, I gotcha.
Bucket?
There's a lot of iron in the chest up here if you need some.
I'm just gonna murdering animals right now. Like, I don't know what you mean by bucket.
Alright. Thank you
Alrighty,
all
so
so much for
that's-
watching, and we will see you next time.